Hello and welcome! This character profile video is for the class Raven. And what you'll see is all of her skills, the top 8 PVE and PVP skills that I recommend, her skill combos, enhancements, player card, and a gameplay video. So, without further ado, I give you the class Raven. Here we go. And welcome to the skills page. If you are new to my character profile videos, allow me to introduce the interface. On the far left is all of her skills, on the far right are all the specials that go with those skills, and then next to skill is charges, that's how many times you can use the skill, and then hits is how many times the skill will hit, and then damage-PVE is the highest percentage damage it'll do against a creature in the world. And damage-PVP is the highest percentage damage it'll do against another player's character. And then of course you have the passive at the bottom. So there's a few things I wanted to mention and bring to your attention. And the first is I am pleased to announce that I now understand what max 2 attack or max 4 attack means, thanks to her dark split skill. What it means is you can hold the skill button down to get more than one attack. So for Miasma, if you were to just tap on that skill, the first one, it'll do one hit and its damage, but if you hold it down, it'll do a maximum of 2 attacks. And that goes for certainly her general attack, which is Dark Split. If you hold that down, it'll do 4 attacks. So that's 4 attacks at 100% damage. But this is something that I'm gonna go ahead and share with all future character profile videos that I make, so that that knowledge is known. Now for the Raven, she has a Shard of Darkness system, and the way it works is looking at all of her specials, all of her skills, just about all of her skills creates a Shard of Darkness. And when we advance in this to the enhancement slide, you'll see that her enhancements use the Shards of Darkness. And I will bring up the passive in the PvP slide, so we'll get to that and how it works. But take a moment to look at this, and when you're ready, we'll move on to the top 8 PvE skills that I recommend. Here we go. And welcome to the PvE slide. So what I've done is I've taken all the skills and I've organized it according to the column of damage-PVE. And it's the highest percentage damage all the way down to the lowest. And Doom Vortex is her highest single point damaging skill. And just looking at this, oh my, she's got 7 skills that are over 1000% damage. She hits, and hits hard. So this should be of interest to you if you're a PvEer. We will get to the PvP side, but I did want to bring something up to prep before we get to the PvP, and that is, look at the bottom left corner. It's the legend for things that are not applied in Arena. Now look over at the specials, the things that are in red. That's super armor is the only thing that's in red, and those skills like Doom Vortex has super armor, but it's not applied in Arena. So don't worry, the next slide for PvP will cover the strategy for it, but wanted to just cover that ahead of time and say that PvE is well taken care of. She's got really good hits. It's encouraging to me to want to play this character and take her into like Chaos Muraka and know that she's gonna hit really hard. So take a moment to look at all these skills, and when you're ready, we will move on to the top 8 PvP skills that I recommend. Here we go. And welcome to the PvP slide. So there's a lot of things I'd like to cover, and the first thing that I want to get out of the way is I also learned one more thing to complete my knowledge when it comes to, saying things in previous videos, and that is, in my previous videos I would tell you, like, look at Unholy Smite and how it hits 6 times, and I would give you the impression if that is 6 times 524% or 419.2%, that really is something that you should pay attention to. But I took Raven out, and I guess it was a day to figure all this stuff out. I took Raven out to see if it truly is 6 hits at 6 times 419.2% or 524%, and the answer is no. Those 6 hits equal that percentage. So what I'm getting at is that Doom Vortex is your highest point damage skill, and you should pay attention to that. So on the PvP slide, the question that everyone has is, I like to use super armor when I'm fighting in arena, so what skills could you offer me that I could use? And she has 2, and that is the 4th skill down, called Implosion. It offers super armor, knock up on hit, and also creates a Shard of Darkness, which they all do except for the last 2. And the other skill is Phantom Crash. Now, Phantom Crash is at 588%, whereas the Implosion is double that, at more than double, at 1,319%. So, but with Phantom Crash, you're invincible while you're casting it. It gives you your super armor. You stun your opponent if they're not prepared with super armor, and gives you a shard. So it's a matter of preference. If it were me, I would probably do the Phantom Crash to get the super armor in and see if I get the stun, and if I do, then follow up with everything. Doom Vortex, Wrath of Chaos, Soul Siphon, and Implosion. I just throw the whole kitchen sink at that person because they're down. And refresh my super armor with Implosion as well. So that is the recommendation. And if you're not aware, the things that are highlighted in green are the 8 skills we could take into the game world at a time. So let's go ahead and move on to the passive at the bottom. It says concentrate dark energy to make Shards of Darkness. So again, I'm only telling you half the information, that all of her skills make Shards of Darkness, and all of her enhancements, which you'll need to unlock, use the Shards of Darkness. And I'll get to that when we get to that slide. But for her passive, when it's active, it creates a Shard of Darkness every 5 seconds. The damage you do against adventurers is plus 10% for 15 seconds when creating Shards of Darkness. And that's basically saying if you use a skill, you're creating a Shard of Darkness, you're getting a plus 10% bonus damage against other characters, other players, and it also consumes Shard of Darkness to apply the skill effect of damage received in PvP minus 10% for 15 seconds. Come on, people, this screams a PvP style setup character. She's built for war. She's built for Battle of the Sun and Arena and everything else. Every time that she uses her skills, she's getting less damage to her and more damage to the person she wants to hurt. Yeah, that's gotta be something that is appealing to you. So just want to make sure that we're clear and that you see her passive is definitely PvP geared. So take a moment to look at all of her skills, and when you're ready, we will move on to the skill combo slide. Here we go. And welcome to the skill combo slide. So what you're looking at, let's tell you where it's at first. If you go into the game and you hit the menu system and you go over to your skills and tap on it, and now you're looking at your skills, and then you look to the left, like kind of towards the middle and then go straight down, you'll see a little icon that looks like a magnifying glass. And if you tap on that, it'll bring this window up, the list of skill combos. You will have to scroll up and down to see it all, but what I've done is I've taken it and put it all on one screen. And so what you could do if you wanted to is you could print it out, or just have it on another monitor if you're playing on the computer or whatnot. But I have this so that you can see all of it at once. Now, the way that this works is everything that's in blue on the left is the skill you would start out with. And then the icon in the middle is to chain to the next skill. So this is the example that Pearl Abyss is giving you. If you're just like, I have no idea how to fight with her, I don't know what skills to choose, this is the reason why this is here, is so you can practice these things. And over time, you'll see what you like and what you like to do, and you will chain your own combos together. But this is a way to start. So the way it works at the very top, if you were to choose Doom Vortex, they're saying after you do that, do Phantom Crash. And then below it, they're saying if you start out doing Dark Shift, then consider Doom Vortex as the next skill you do, or Implosion, or Soul Siphon. Now, to get to the conversation we just had in the PvP section, they're actually pointing it out. If you do Implosion, which gives you that super armor and good damage, they're saying follow it up with Wrath of Chaos. And then there's nothing after that to connect it to, but I found it quite humorous that they're suggesting if you choose the other skill that has super armor, Phantom Crash, to then do Implosion. You can't go wrong. They're saying get your super armor in the PvP fight with Phantom Crash, and then follow it up with the other skill that gives you super armor, which is Implosion. So this is how this screen works, and it's meant for you to have ideas and learn what works and what doesn't work. So take a moment to look at all of this, and when you're ready, we will move on to the enhancement slide. Here we go. And welcome to the enhancement slide. So we've been talking about this slide all the way up to this moment, so here we go. If you're new to this screen, allow me to introduce the interface. On the far left is all of her skills. On the far right is the branch damage connected to those skills, and then there's 4 columns in the center. The first, second, and fourth column, I try to make things that benefit your Raven, your character. The third column, I try to make it things that happen to the creature or opponent you are fighting. So sometimes it doesn't turn out that way, and I have to move 2 things that are negative towards the creature or opponent into another column, but this is the layout of how it works, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. First of all, let me tell you what you want to know, and that is Implosion, Soul Siphon, Doom Vortex, Phantom Crash, Dark Shift, and Flashbang are the skills that use a shard when you unlock the enhancements connected to them. So what you would do is you would go into your skills screen, and you would see on the right side, you'll see different circles that indicate enhancements, and you would tap on them and you would see which enhancements that comes with, say, Implosion, which is one that looks like a shard. It increases the distance of the skill, and 1 Shard of Darkness is used. There'll be another one that gives you plus 20 attack for 10 seconds on hit, and then there's another one that gives you a heal, 80 hit points per hit, as well as it being connected to Owl or Surret branch damage. So what you want to do is look at the icon that indicates the enhancement for the shard, and that increases the distance, and see if there is a level requirement. If there isn't, you could tap on it, use some silver, and unlock it. This is what you want to do for all of those enhancements and skills I just mentioned. Once again, Implosion, Soul Siphon, Doom Vortex, Phantom Crash, Dark Shift, and Flashbang. These are the ones you want to unlock the shards for, so you're using shards. So that is how this works. And if you're wondering, well, if it has a level requirement, what do I do? You would go into Elion, the world of Elion, or Hadum, either side, and farm. Fight regular creatures, and you will get skill books. Now, it's a random drop on what these skill books connect to. So, for example, you might get a skill book for Implosion, and you might get a lot of skill books for something else, like, oh, I don't know, Unholy Smite, which has nothing to do with a shard being used. But you just got to keep at it until you get the books needed, and you would use it or learn those books to reach the level that the enhancement is calling for, so you can unlock the enhancement. Once you do, you pay the silver, and there you go. Now it's unlocked, and you're using a Shard of Darkness along with the extra damage that the skill offers, or excuse me, the enhancement offers. For example, you're unlocking Implosion not only for what it can do, but the increase of distance to the skill. So I would focus on those when you're doing your farming and getting skill books. And that is how this works. I mean, just looking at everything that she has, she's got a lot of bleed effects that inflicts damage. She has a lot of bonuses to attack, defense, and range. Oh, I should bring up the Implosion, the heal. It's colored that way because she does not heal in Path of Glory. So don't count on her to heal herself, but everywhere else in the game, she will heal herself when you unlock this enhancement for Implosion. So just be aware of that, and take a moment to look at all this, and when you're ready, we will move on to the player card. Here we go. And welcome to the player card. So this is something I designed. It's like a baseball card. It is meant for people who may not have a lot of time but are interested in a character. They can come to my character profile video and go right to the player card and see everything on one screen. And there's something new on this. So let's go ahead and introduce the interface to you. That is, at the top is the top 8 PvP and PVE skills that I recommend, the ones that are highlighted in green. And then to the right of that is something new. It is called Immobilization. So anything that stuns or knocks you down, or your opponent down, excuse me, or freezes your opponent, anything that does that to you or your opponent immobilizes them. And if you have that feature in your skill, I list it as green, yes you do, and then the next column of how many of those do you have. And it looks like Unholy Smite has 2 of them. So that would be a skill you should put in the rotation of skills you use to immobilize your opponent. So for example, if you're a PvPer, you want as many immobilizations as you can, because you might just get one in on them when their super armor runs out, and you hit them with Unholy Smite, and maybe the first immobilization doesn't take them out, but the second one does. So the more that you can inflict on your opponent, the higher the percentage that you will get them immobilized. So looking at all this, it looks like just about every skill that she has, except for Miasma, has an immobilization. Of course, Dark Split and Matter Absorption will never have an immobilization, because that's your basic attack and your heal skill. So those never do. And looking at the bottom is all of the skills, and looking below that is all the enhancements. Now you can see it. You can see all of the skills that creates a Shard of Darkness, and now you can see the enhancements and all the skills that are enhancements that use a Shard of Darkness all on one, so that you can read the passive under your skills to understand, okay, so if I get my passive by creating a Shard of Darkness, so that's using a skill, not a problem. And you're telling me that I will inflict 10% more damage on another opponent for 15 seconds when I create a Shard of Darkness, so using a skill, and then consuming a Shard of Darkness will give me minus 10% or PvP damage that inflicts on you, minus 10% off for 15 seconds if I have my enhancements unlocked and I purchase them and I use that skill. So Implosion has the shard unlocked for the enhancement. I use Implosion all the time, so I am creating the opportunity for my passive to activate, and it's giving me everything that I want, just all in one skill. That is an example of how this works. One other thing I wanted to bring up, in case you're wondering, is I wanted to make Raven look really tough and really like give you that I'm ready to fight glare in her eyes and the way that she conducts herself. I wanted her to look different from the other choice that you have. So that is why she looks the way that she does, and I gotta say, she looks really tough. And she is really tough. So if you're wondering, wow, she's looking like mean mugging me, that was intentional. I wanted her to give you that I'm ready to fight look. So this is the player card, and one more thing to bring up is, if you don't know what forward guard or super armor is, the definitions for it are at the bottom. Forward guard, this means incoming damage will either be 0 or heavily reduced. And super armor, this means that incoming damage will be reduced and the effects that immobilize you, like stun, knockdown, freeze, etc., will not happen for a duration of time. We don't know what that duration is, but if you're always refreshing your super armor in your rotation of skills, you should be well covered. So take a moment to look at this, and when you're ready, the music is gonna change, and we're gonna go into the gameplay video where we show you what Raven can do. Here we go. And welcome to the gameplay video. But before we begin, let's show you where we're at. We're over here in Balenos, and we're at Kron Castle entrance, and we're here because I like it here. Their CP is that much, and our CP for Raven is that much. She'll be fine. So we use a auto path, and we'll have her fight for about 2-3 minutes, at which time we'll go back to town. I'll give my outro and say thank you. So without further ado, I give you the class Raven. Here we go. just about ready to head back to town. There we go. Yep, there it is. So while the loading screen is coming up, allow me to take this moment to say thank you. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like my videos, please subscribe, like, let people know. I am always making more videos, updating these videos, and making completely different ones so you can enjoy this game. We always put her in a camera position so we can showcase her. And yeah, that was a little too far zoomed in. So yeah, that's about right. That would have been cool if the hawk landed on her shoulder. Let's have her wave goodbye. And once again, thank you. You have yourself a great day. Take care. Bye now.